No, I really do like that cut a lot because there's a couple different reasons. Believe it or not, it's quite long on top. And one of the things that we did is we created texture on top. I'm a huge fan of being versatile with hair. So I like it when we cut hair to a on an individual that suits them, that gives them versatility to dress it in many different ways. So believe it or not, he dressed that haircut down as well as up because we did everything with texture. Basically, we layered the complete top of the haircut, but what we did is we implemented a twist technique. It's where you take a piece of hair and you twist and you twist and you twist, and then you don't close the scissors all the way. You just barely close it and you work your way from the bottom all the way to the top. And what it does is it just takes pieces of the hair so that when you let go, short hair in theory pushes long hair. So we've created a lot of short hair. So it's pushing all the long hair everywhere and it gives it a textured, messy look. And then when you put a little bit of pomade, it really gives it a nice, if you can believe this, polished, messy look versus just messy, if that makes sense. So I think that's a great cut. Of course, the sides and back are really tight and short. He wanted to change completely, and so we did that. Now, I think that would work really well with you as well. And you've got a lot of length on top right now, so I think it would be even more fun to be able to find that happy medium where you could still dress it down. And so with the length that you've got, I think it's very easy to be able to still dress it down, but then layer the top with some texture so that you can definitely dress it up. And so there's a couple things you could do as far as the back and sides. One, you can do it quite tight, or you could do it with a little bit of length. I like the quite tight because it's really just clean. Length looks good too, but I think it's just nice and tight and clean, which really goes well once that nice and tight clean starts to blend up to the polished, messy look. And so I think it'd look really good short on the sides and back, but then keeping some length on top so that you can dress it down as well as up and have that versatility. What
Mhm.
is your hair texture like?
So it's pretty fine, but I have a lot of it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it's also I do a lot of treatments on it and stuff to smooth it out because it naturally is very, very curly and frizzy, especially in the front. So, I do like this sometimes
Mm-hmm.
here. I mean, I'm just looking at myself in like a really small screen right now.
Oh yeah,
I do a lot of forward, but this is pretty long. I mean, as you
that
can
is
see,
long.
you know,
Yeah,
this is a lot of hair.
that is a lot
Um,
of hair.
and then obviously I get it highlighted. Um,
I like the color.
yeah, I got it done a couple weeks ago here in Mankato, which I usually don't do.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of I thought he actually did a good job. So I live in Mankato, Minnesota, which is about an hour from the Twin Cities.
Okay.
So I normally get my hair done in St. Paul or Minneapolis.
Yeah. One of the things that I do like about as you started to lift your hair up and I could kind of see more of how it's layered is
Mhm.
the length and the weight that you do have in front. So one of the things that I would do is turn my head sideways, is I would create a shape where
Yeah.
it's shorter here and longer as it gets to the front. And that way it's thicker towards the front, right? But then you still have the shortness in the back to make it messy and wavy.
It's very heavy right in here. I mean, this is, a lot of hair. Uh,
Exactly.
and
Exactly. Yeah.
it's not really shorter to longer. It's pretty much the
Right.
same length.
Yes, yes. And I think if it was kind of a shorter to longer, one, you'd have the versatility to wear it that polished messy that I talked about up here on the top. But then, you could style and dress. You'd have that length for the versatility to style and dress it in the front or style and dress it down. I should say style and dress it up in the front or style and dress it down in the front, right? It'd be
What would be the length in the front? Like how many inches?
Okay, great question. So, in a subtle way, what I would actually recommend is cutting the hair in a V shape. So, it's actually, and it's not like this pointy V where your hair comes down into a pointy V. It's a subtle V. The reason for that is if the front is a little bit longer than the 2 points of your temples, you could push it either direction nice and easy. And that point will kind of swing wherever and keep the hair that way. So, I
Yeah,
would,
right now it's like the same length pretty much.
right. Right. So I really like kind of a V-shaped bang, unless somebody's going to wear it V-shaped, or excuse me, unless someone's going to wear it straight down. And they're like, well, I don't want a V-shaped, I want a straight across bang. Then that's obviously not going to make sense. But having the versatility to swoop it either way, that V-shape's going to do that. So I would probably have the V sit just be right here on the tippity top of the nose, right? And if you think about it, from there, it's going to go up to about the temple. So it will be shorter here, a little bit longer there. But then when you go to dress it up, because it's shorter here at the temple, it will dress. Yeah, that length is practically perfect. Yep. And then just from there, kind of slightly bringing it up. And then that way you can swoop it either way. You have the versatility to go left or right, or you can dress it up. And the temple area is going to be a little bit shorter, so it won't be as heavy and fall down on the days that you want to dress it up.
Mhm.
And then I would layer the top back. The top back. You would obviously layer the tippity top, but if the tippity top, when you pull the tippity top, the highest point of your head, right here, the very top, if you pull that straight up and you pull it down, and that's part of your bang, you want to be careful not to take that too short because that's what's helping the weight of your bang. Now, if I pull the tippity top right here and I pull it down, it doesn't even reach my hairline. So this has nothing to do with my bang. So, but some people it does. So that's one thing I would be conscientious of is I do like the heaviness that you've got going here. So I wouldn't want to cut anything that's falling down to that point to eliminate that heaviness, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So from that tippity top back, though, you could go short.
Yeah.
You could go as short as you want, right? I mean, you don't have to go super short, but that's very versatile from that point back, is basically
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
Well, thank you. This has been so helpful.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My
Wish we
pleasure.
could do it. I wish we could do it right now.
Yeah,
Sounds
no
good.
kidding. No kidding.